What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sam the Man 99 coming at you with another video, and today I will be bringing you my predictions for the Week 10 of the 2017-18 NFL season. Just a quick recap of last week, but before that, make sure that if your subscribe button is red like the Cardinals logo, be sure to hit that subscribe button to let me know that you're enjoying the content and stay up to date with my uploads. Also, if you could drop a like on the video, that would be highly appreciated. It shows me that you guys like this type of content and want to see more. And hitting that share button wouldn't hurt either. Try and get this video out there. Show it to your friends, family, etc., etc. But now, onto the quick recap of last week. I went 7-6, putting me at a season total of 72-60, which not bad. I'll definitely take 72-60. I went to the Giants game, and God, was that a letdown. The Giants suck. There's nothing else to say. So now let's get into the predictions. So we are kicking it off with this matchup. The Seattle Seahawks playing the Arizona Cardinals. Color Rush, Thursday Night Football. Seattle coming off a disappointing loss against the Redskins at home, where they let that game slip away. Cardinals, in first game without Carson Palmer this season, beat the winless 49ers in San Francisco. Earl Thomas isn't playing tonight. That doesn't matter. The Seahawks are going to beat Arizona in Arizona and go to 6-3. So, yeah, let's transition into the first 1 o'clock game of the week, where we have an interesting matchup between the Washington Redskins and the Minnesota Vikings. Sam Bradford was just placed on injured reserve. His season is done. That said, Case Keenum has filled in better than I would have thought, and most people would have thought, as that backup role. Teddy Bridgewater is expected to be activated from the PUP list, so he might get some snaps this year. But I still think Minnesota's defense is very good, and I think that's going to get them to win this game, is their defense. So they will be winning in Washington on Sunday. Now, on to the next matchup. We have the Green Bay Packers traveling to Soldier Field to take on the Bears. The Packers have dropped 3 in a row. They're due for a win. The Bears are still a young and upcoming team with a rookie quarterback. Brett Hundley looked better last week than he did the week before against New Orleans. And I'm going to take the Packers winning at Soldier Field this week. I just think they're due for a win, and this would be the team that they get it against. So, now this brings me to my lock of the week, and my lock of the week is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. For the second week in a row, they are my lock of the week. They didn't disappoint me last week. They won in commanding fashion last week against the Bengals at home. They're just a good football team. The Chargers aren't a good football team. They're still a young team trying to rebuild right now. I think Jacksonville's going to take it at home. Now, on to the next matchup. This is a very interesting one, where we have the New Orleans Saints traveling to Orchard Park to take on the Bills, two teams that have surprised basically everybody. The Saints haven't really beaten anybody good yet, so maybe this is their first real test against a quality football team. I think the Saints will win this one in Buffalo, and the Saints are going to keep rolling to 7 in a row in the win column and keep increasing that lead in the NFC South. So I have New Orleans. Now on to the next matchup. We have the Cleveland Shitheads playing the Detroit Lions. The Lions, big win in Lambeau last week, and I think they'll do the same this week. Not much to say about the Browns, other than they got to find a quarterback. They got to Maybe they'll take a quarterback in the draft. I don't know, but I'm picking Detroit in this one at home. So we move on to the next matchup featuring the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. The Titans won last week against the Ravens by the final score of 23-20. A good win for Tennessee, trying to keep pace with Jacksonville for the lead in the AFC South. Cincinnati's just an iffy team. They're not a good football team. I don't think Andy Dalton's a quality starting quarterback. I'm going to take Tennessee at home this week and look for maybe Corey Davis to have a breakout game. After all, he was the 5th pick in the draft. So this could be his breakout game. Now, moving on, we have the New York Jets, the surprising New York Jets, versus the underperforming Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers will not have Jameis Winston, nor will they have Mike Evans due to suspension. The Jets have surprised me. They've won more games than they should have this season. They're a 4-win team. They might win this week. They might get win number 5 on the year, and Tampa Bay has just underperformed so badly. I thought they were going to be atop the NFC South this year. I thought that's how good they were, and they've just underperformed to the maximum. Ryan Fitzpatrick, though, is starting in this game for the Jets, so it'll be interesting to see how well he does for the Buccaneers, facing his old team that he threw 30 touchdowns with 2 years back and had Brandon Marshall, one of the best years of his career. But anyways, I'm going to pick the Bucs in this one. I think they'll be winning it over the Jets at home. Now we move on to the last game in the 1 o'clock slate. The Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. Colts with an impressive win last week against Houston on the road. But, of course, it was Tom Savage at quarterback, not anybody good. I think good win for Indy. They're not winning this week. I'm taking Pittsburgh over Indianapolis this week. So, moving on to the next matchup, we have the start of the 4 o'clock slate featuring my game of the week here. I mean, this is the one I would tune into. The up-and-coming Rams versus the up-and-coming Houston Texans. Texans don't have Deshaun Watson, which kind of makes people lose interest a little bit in this one. But based on the fact that both teams are young and they're good, I mean, Sean McVay, credit him. He's a good head coach. I like him as a head coach. And Bill O'Brien's trying to do everything with the quarterback position with Deshaun Watson out for the year with a torn ACL. But I still think I'm going to take the Rams at home this week. I'm going to take the Rams at home. I know this may seem like a risky pick for me. I don't care. The Rams are a good football team. So, yeah. Now moving on to the 4:25 slate, we have the New York Giants traveling to San Francisco to take on the Niners, and this is my shit show this week. I don't want to watch this game as a Giant fan. No football fan wants to watch this game. I'm just going to pick the Giants just because I'm a Giants fan. There's nothing really good to say about these teams. They both suck. C.J. Beathard, way to go. So, moving on, we have my upset of the week. Even though the team I'm picking to upset is at home, we have the Dallas Cowgirls traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. The Falcons, maybe a Super Bowl hangover. They just haven't performed the best of their ability this year yet. I still think they'll come around and be a playoff team. But anyways, breaking news that Ezekiel Elliott has been suspended again, denied his injunction again. He'll likely appeal in Dallas and win the appeal in Dallas based on the judge being from Dallas. So even though he's not supposed to play yet, in the coming days, he'll probably be expected to play for the Cowgirls. But I'm picking Atlanta to upset Dallas this week. I know Atlanta's at home, but Dallas is a much better team. Dallas is a better team right now, and I think that if the Falcons could win this game, this will give them some confidence and some momentum to go out there and keep playing like a Super Bowl contender. So I'm taking the Falcons at home. On to the Sunday Night Football matchup. We have the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos, a rivalry that has come about the past couple of years because of the playoff meetings and such. Denver doesn't have a quarterback, so for that reason, I'm taking the New England Patriots. Denver's just doesn't look right at all. So I'm taking the Pats. And on to the last game this week, the Monday Night Football matchup. The Miami Dolphins traveling down to Carolina to take on the Panthers. The Dolphins lost last week on Sunday Night Football to the Raiders, 27-24. So the Dolphins are an iffy team too. They have no quarterback really. I mean, Jay Cutler stinks. He's really bad. So they really have no quarterback at this point, and it's hard to win without a quarterback. Just ask the New York Jets organization how hard it is to win without a quarterback. They haven't had a quarterback that's been good since Mark Sanchez in the early part of his career, and if you don't want to count that, you can count Chad Pennington when he was there. But I think Carolina's going to win this one at home. They're a good team at home. They came back last week at home. I think they're winning this matchup. And Dolphins not looking good after this matchup. So yeah, guys, that'll wrap it up for this week on the prediction front. I hope you've all enjoyed. Don't forget, please like, subscribe, and share the video. And I hope that all of you will join me again next week. But, as always, stay thirsty, my friends, and peace out. Take care.